everyone, my name is Jen. Today, me and my friend Kim Chi Pei, we're going to present about our assignment for EEE3104, that is instrumentation and measurement. And then the topic of our assignment is about oscilloscopes. So first of all, I will present about the objective of our assignment. First one is to investigate the characteristic and the function of the oscilloscope. And then the second one is to determine the types of oscilloscope. Third one is to investigate the working principles of oscilloscope. And finally is the applications of the oscilloscopes. So by doing this assignment, we will go through all this. So first of all, the introductions. I will introduce what the oscilloscope actually. So oscilloscope is actually a type of electronic test instrument, and then that allows observation of constantly varying signal voltages, usually as a two-dimensional block of one or more signal as a function of time. That means oscilloscope is used to display the signal in the time base. And then the second one is oscilloscope is used to measure other signals such as the sound or vibrations after it is converted into the voltage. That means oscilloscope only can measure the signal that is in voltage only, cannot be the sound energy. So the third one is oscilloscope is also used to obtain the information such as the amplitude, frequency, rise time, time interval, distortion, and so on. So this is a figure of the basic oscilloscope that we use normally. So next one is for oscilloscope, it's basically divided into 4 sections. That is, the first one is a display, second one is vertical controls, horizontal controls, and then the trigger controls. So what is a display is? Display is actually usually made up of the cathode ray tube or the LCD panel. And the next one, the vertical controls, is used to adjust the amplitude of the display signal. Horizontal controls is used to adjust the time base of the instrument. And then finally is the trigger controls that is used to adjust the start event of the swap. And then for the oscilloscopes, when we want to measure the signal, usually we use a probe. And then the probe is usually made up of the Corsair cable, which has a low frequency and high impedance. Low inductance and high capacitance. And then so that's why it's suitable to measure the high frequency signal. So next one is front panel controls of oscilloscope. That include of all this. First of all is a focus control, intensity control, active magnetization, pin finder, reticule, time-based control, hold-off control, vertical sensitivity control, horizontal sensitivity control, vertical position control, horizontal position control, lower trace control, delay swap controls, and then finally is the swap trigger controls. So and then there are actually many kind of oscilloscopes that we can find nowadays. The first one is a cathode ray oscilloscope. There's the earliest and then the first model of oscilloscope actually. And then the next one is a dual beam oscilloscope, analog storage oscilloscope, digital oscilloscope, mixed signal oscilloscope, then mixed domain oscilloscope, handheld oscilloscope, and then finally is a PC-based oscilloscope. And then this one is actually the how we can say the block diagram of the cathode ray oscilloscopes. So that one is a basic for all the oscilloscope. So that's all for my part, and then I will pass to my friend to explain further about the oscilloscope.
Okay, next, I would like to explain about the application of oscilloscope. So, oscilloscope mainly have 5 main functions, which are, first one is the power analysis, which it measure and analyze the operating characteristic of power device, circuit, and the line power harmonic. The second main function is serial data analysis, which it analyze and categorize the data format such as USB, SCSI, Ethernet, serial ADA, fiber channel, rapid input-output, infinite band, and Bluetooth. And the third main function is jitter analysis. It can analyze and debug signal jitter such as timing for clock to data and data stream analysis. And the fourth main function is data storage device testing, which it tests for the storage data such as CD or DVD, and the disk drive design by measuring the disk performance, media and optical recording characteristic. And the last one is the time domain reflectometry, which it measures the impedance value and variations such as the fault along the transmission cable, cable connector, and micro state on circuit board. So basically, oscilloscope divide into two main types, which are analog oscilloscope, which are the original type of the oscilloscope. While the second one is a digital oscilloscope, which is it is modified by using this original type of oscilloscope. So just now my groupmate already list about the type of the oscilloscope. So now I would like to explain about what is the function of this few type of oscilloscope. So the main feature of different digital oscilloscope. So the first one, digital storage oscilloscope, which is has the ability to store the generated waveform. The second one is known as the digital phosphor oscilloscope, which is, the short form is DPO. It captures and displays the signal under the circumstance that may not be possible by using a standard DSO. Means it is an improved version of DSO. So the third type is the digital sampling oscilloscope, which can analyzing a very high frequency signal than the sampling frequency. And the fourth is the mixed domain oscilloscope, which is operating in the multi-domain, which is it can determine for the time domain of the signal and the frequency domain of the system, which is allow the user to analyze the signal more easily with these two domains. And then the last one is the mixed signal oscilloscope, which its function is used for the logic analysis by perform logic transition and states. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.